You've been tweaking your funnels, rewriting your captions, analyzing your post reach. But the truth is, your strategy isn't broken. Your energy is misaligned. This episode explores how who you are being behind your business determines the results you get, and how to shift your internal state to create real external wins. Hello, welcome in. If you're here listening to this podcast, that means you are destined for something great, and we both know it to be true. So without further ado, welcome to the Dark Matter Podcast. Hey, what is going on, guys? So happy to have you here with me. And just like last week, let's go ahead and dive right in. The reality is, you cannot fake frequency. If your content isn't converting, if your funnels aren't converting, if your free offers, if your low tickets, if these things are not converting, it's because people feel you're off, right? And I think this is just the biggest thing to it all. We oftentimes think that it's the strategy, or it's the time of the year, or it's like how much I'm charging. It's always these external things, when in reality, it's everything within us that we're projecting. I'm sure you've experienced this, where you go out and you're meeting people, and then there's just one person. Maybe they look well put together. Maybe they're really well spoken. Maybe they have a lot of the attributes that you want for yourself, or that you see in an ideal friendship or relationship. But there's something that feels off, and you know it. Your intuition just knows it, and you just feel like this sense of, I'm not sure what it is, but I just don't know if I like this person. And that is what people feel when our energy is out of alignment, and we're just posting things, we're just trying to get clients through this piece, and we don't actually feel good about it. If you really think, look at some of the biggest hype men. A lot of people know the hype people, and maybe some of the bigger, like, super fans, for example, right? We all have super fans. Some people have super fans, and you've experienced it. And it's these people that come into your life, and they're just so supportive of everything that you do. Like, they're good at it. Like, they actually make it a point to be supportive. They make it a point to be there and to show up. They make it a point to actually believe and make you believe in what they believe about what it is that they're saying. There's nothing worse than a hype man that doesn't actually believe in it, right? Imagine you're a boxer and you're getting ready for a fight, and the person that's there supposed to be promoting you and prepping you and hyping you up. It's just like, hey man, you did good, you had a great run, but like, I don't know, man, you might not win this, but hey, it's all right. That's not exciting. Whereas if you go into a fight, or you're about to, and the person against you is like undefeated, best boxer in the world, the reason underdogs happen and these upsets happen is because they believe, they have the hype, they have people that actually genuinely believe in them. So the hype man, even in a losing battle or something that all odds are against them, the hype man is still, yo, you've trained for this. This is everything you work for. You got this. He's fearing you. Like, that kind of stuff. It's the conviction, it's the clarity, it's the presence, it's the excitement. It's all of this that brings this. And so it works, obviously, because this is why there's upsets in sports. This is why people who feel like they might not amount to anything do. Actors, creators, artists, musicians, they start off somewhere small, and then they have the right support, and then they're able to really branch out. Thing is, your frequency is felt. And at the end of the day, people do not buy from confusion or burnt out. If someone's burnt out or they're confused, they won't buy, right? The real results come from people that are aligned internally, because the inner alignment equals the outer action. Like, I think about this, right? If I think about a time where I didn't change a strategy, I just changed my energy and everything clicked. I shared this story before, and I want to share it again because I feel like it's just so timely based on this episode. As you guys know, I did a lot of door to door before when at the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey. And I remember there's this one area here in Ontario, Canada, that I went to, and it was just so challenging. And for me, most of you guys know I have a skin condition called vitiligo, and so that means some of my pigmentation on my skin is a different color. So I'm half brown and then half white, and some places it's a lot more visible. It's on my face, for example. So if you see me, you could see that there is a discoloration with it. Of course, I'm comfortable and confident with it now, but there was a time where it really bothered me, like this moment, for example, because at this point, this is when I was just coming away from working a nighttime job at a factory. You know, I wasn't really socially excited to be around people. I was more introverted. And so this was, of course, getting me so far out of my comfort zone that it felt uncomfortable. And I remember when I went to this town, it was just like I just got this reception from people that it just didn't feel good. I remember there was like a couple of doors that I knocked on, and people would just come and they would look at me and then they would just close their door, for example. Not even say hello, not even ask what I'm there for, like literally just see me and then close the door. I remember there was this other house where there was like a bunch of people sitting in their garage. There was maybe 5 or 6 people sitting on the lawn chairs in their garage, just like having a couple beers. And I seen them and I was super, high energy, like excited. Hey, what's going on, fellows? What a great day to be doing this. I wish I could pull up a seat and be there with you. And everyone was smiling and they were laughing and they heard that and they were like, oh, yeah. And then they turned to look at me and then they seen who I was and what I looked like. And then all of a sudden, it was just like all their demeanor just dropped and changed. And I was just like, damn. And then I didn't even, I was like, and I started to get all confused and flustered with what I was saying. And then next thing you know, it was just like, no, we're good. And I was like, okay. And I just walked off. And I remember there was just so many houses, there was so many people, and it was just like I just got such a bad reception from people, and I was just so upset. I was just so disappointed. And here I was, thought I was making so much progress and so many strides with my anxiety, with this introverted mentality that I had. And I felt so good because I started learning sales and I started learning how to talk to people. And then I go to this area that I haven't really been in a long time. And I just felt like it was just a lot of discrimination. And I was just like defeated. And I remember going back to the car and I was just kind of defeated. I didn't want to knock that day. And I called my mentor at the time and I was like, man, I can't. So what's going on? I was like, I just can't, man. Like, I'm just mentally, this isn't the place for me. And he just started laughing. He's just like, come on, man, you got this. I know this is not you. Like, I know you're upset. Is there anything else going on? And we talked through it. But at the end of the day, I just knew I was beat and I couldn't do anything about it. So the next day, instead of me going back to that same area, I had requested to go to a different city entirely. That city got the best of me. And I was still knowledgeable, I was still happy, I was still confident, but that area just got the better of me. And so I ended up going to a different city and we ended up making a different routine. And I think it was like 2, 3 months later. At this point, it's now I've really dialed in my sales. I'm now a sales manager, right? I'm really excited, really confident, just very outgoing. And I could felt like I could make conversation with anyone, no matter the situation or circumstances. And I almost craved the conversation because it didn't matter how upset someone was or how disappointed someone was or whatever it was. I was so confident in my ability to communicate that it was just like, I wanted that. I want you to be upset with me because then I can talk you through it. I want you to be disappointed or angry or happy, of course. But it was like I just wanted someone to show something so that way I knew what to address and I knew how to move the conversation forward. And so here, now, sales manager, very confident, closed so many more deals, so much more confident in my ability. We end up going back to that same city. And I go into the city, and the first time I was there for a day and a half, and I closed 0 deals. This time I go back to the city, and within the first 3 days, I had my personal best. I think I closed 5 deals the first day, 6 deals the second day, and I think 6 or 7 deals on the third day. Like literally out of the grid of about 50 to 75 homes, I still closed almost 20-ish doors, which is unreal from the little grid that I had. And I felt so good and I felt so confident. And while I was there in this area, in this neighborhood, I started looking around and some of the houses seemed familiar, but because my mindset was so peak, it's like I didn't really care. I didn't really notice. Those things didn't matter to me. I'm just going to keep working. If I notice some similar things, whatever it is, what it is, just move on and just keep working, just keep working. And then next thing you know, at the end of my third day there, that was basically the end of that route. The person that assigns the routes to us, he goes, "Hey man, can I talk to you for a second?" I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And he goes, how did you feel going into this area?" And I was like, "Fine." He goes, you didn't feel nervous or," and I was like, "Nah, man, I felt great. This was my PB. I had 2 PBs. At that point, 5 deals in one day was my personal best, and then I hit 6 the next day. So it was just kind of wow. And then, of course, to finish it out with being around like 18 to 20 deals in the 3 days, like that was my personal best in any city. And for a long time, like that was the record for a lot of us. That was something that was like, holy, like this guy is actually on it. He's on fire. And I think I like shifted a lot of perspectives from people of me as well in that, because wow, like this guy showed up and he crushed us all. And so the guy was like, so you don't feel anything weird?" I was like, "No, it was just a good area. Thank you for blessing me with that great area." And he said, "You know what's funny about that?" And I said, "What?" He goes, "This was the same area you had 3 or 4 months ago when you only knocked a day and a half, and you said that this area was terrible and you felt discriminated and you felt like you couldn't actually knock because everyone was just picking on you. Now, with all the confidence that you have, coming back with that same level, this new level of confidence, all of a sudden you just tore up the entire area." And it was just such an interesting point because it was the same exact area that I had when I made 0 sales in 1.5 days. But now actually having confidence, being knowledgeable in what it is that I share, being more confident now that I'm a leader and a mentor to other people, it's like I couldn't use that. And I just had to show up and I did. And it was just like the energy, the difference in my energy the second time around was it was so matter of fact. I'm so confident in how I show up and who I am that it was just so matter of fact that I was absolutely going to close deals. And I feel like this, again, so timely. This is another great example. It was the exact same area. And though I'm the exact same person, my energy was different. My energy first time was anxious, nervous, right? Defeated. This time going into it, I'm a leader. I'm a mentor. I'm excited to do this. I'm knowledgeable. I'm passionate. I'm good at what I do. And next thing you know, I have my personal best. It's the exact same thing. And he did it on purpose. And that ended up becoming a massive lesson for a lot of us. And that was a story that I have shared so many times because we look at what we're doing and we look at how we're doing the same thing over and over again. And we look at, it's not the things that you're doing. It's not in the repetition of the things that you're doing. It is in how you feel about it. And if you don't feel good, it doesn't matter how often you post. It's so funny because again, like we have this thing where we're online entrepreneurs. And so online people are like, "Oh, I got to post every single day. I got to post 10, 15 stories every single day. I got to post all these things in order for me to be successful." And though there are people that do that, there are also people that don't post as much, that post maybe once or twice or 3 times a week, and they still enroll clients. They still have a great life. They still have a successful business. You know what I mean? It's like they're just more in alignment. And not to say people that post all the time are out of alignment. They might be in alignment and they might be posting because they love it. You know what I mean? It's just who you are. Who are you? Don't follow trends of other people that you don't necessarily align with, because that is what's going to take you further out of alignment. If you look at it, like especially in business, if we're getting ghosted despite doing all the right things, if we're posting and it feels more out of an obligation than like clarity, if we feel resentful, rushed, or even rigid around creation, it just feels like this forced thing, rush. I got to just get this post out, right? Or we're waiting for like validation. We're waiting to see, oh, these people are finally liking this sort of posts, or oh, it's this type of content that really resonates with my audience, right? Like it's that rather than knowing like we are the people. These are signs that we're misaligned. And it's kind of the idea is like strategy without the soul is just noise. It's just noise at the end of the day. You know what I mean? We could just go and do a bunch of things, strategy this, strategy that. But if you're not in it, if your soul's not in it, it's just noise. It's just things that we're doing. So just be conscious of that. Be conscious of when you're doing things, when you're making a post, when you're doing a story, when you're about to go live, if you're about to do a masterclass or a sales call or whatever it is. Ask yourself, check in. Are you actually excited about doing this? And is this coming from a point of proving, or is it coming from a place of serving? You really want to know, because if you're not coming from a place of serving, how can I be of best service to you? then it's going to be selling, and it's going to be pushing, and it's going to be maybe trying to not understand the intricacies that this person deserves, because we're so caught up thinking that I need to make a sale. I need to make a sale. And it's, I need to make a sale because I need to make money. But I hate what I do, but I need to just keep showing up because that's the only way that I make money. You know what I mean? It's the whole thing. And this is it, right? You don't need a new content strategy. You just need to change the frequency behind the content. And I think that's it. If we stop coming from this place of this content post is going to do the thing, and someone's going to see it to purchase my thing, it's very different than I love this content and I'm going to share it. And people that align with me and who I am, they're going to see that and they're going to love it and they're going to want to do this and be here with me. It's like I always think about my content creation journey when I posted on YouTube. I only posted 4 videos, but I think in the 4 videos, I got 70 subscribers. I had over 1,000 hours watched, 1,000 minutes watched, sorry. And it was really amazing. And I didn't expect something of that, especially with 2 to 3 minute videos. So it's just kind of, that was something where it's just, what about these transitions? What about these edits? What if this and that? I'm not doing it for other people. I'm doing it because this is the stuff that I love. I love sharing my gaming. I'm great at what I do. I'm so passionate about it. So I'm just going to share it because this is what makes me happy. And if people see the talent and they see the jokes and they see the comedy and they see the care and the effort that I put into these videos and they want to stick around, then they stick around. But I'm posting it for me. You know what I mean? So I think it's just a great, timely event to really think about, where is it that we can really assess our energies, whether it's in our relationships, whether it's in our business, whether it's in our day-to-days. What can we do to make sure that we're in absolute alignment? Because again, people feel it, people see it. And I feel like you don't really know because you're in it and you're just in that survival mode, but other people will sense when you're in that survival mode. Other people will sense when you're coming from this place of desperation, when it's not clear. It's a different level of confidence when you have the knowledge and you have the backing and the passion and the excitement of what you're doing. If there's no passion and there's no excitement, you're just posting the post. You're just hoping to do this because your motivating factor right now is money. Your motivating factor isn't because you're excited about posting. Your motivating factor isn't that you like love sharing what you do. Your motivating factor is you're trying to post this to get a client to make money. And that is the thing that we need to be aware of, because that shows. People see that. So we want to be conscious of that through and through. So hope this was helpful. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, comment, share, subscribe to it all. You know I appreciate it. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.